James Lynn, it's James the Wine Guy. Stay tuned for a review of this beautiful classic coffee roaster from Washington, D.C. It's an Ethiopian coffee, so stay tuned. I was in Washington, D.C. recently, and I knew exactly what I needed to do, which is to taste Emmy Swing's coffee. And so as soon as I actually put foot on ground, I know where my hotel is, which is right near the Department of the Treasury. And I know just nearby, a few blocks away, is Emmy Swing's on G Street. And it's actually right across from the Eisenhower Executive Office building. So for me, I thought, oh, it's such an easy trip. And I actually had a very, very easy flight into DC, DCA. And for me, it was a really no-brainer. As soon as I check in the hotel, putting the luggage in, and going right back out. I need a cup of coffee. And it was great weather in DC, which isn't always the case in September. You might be drinking an iced coffee versus a warm coffee, which I was able to do. And so as I approached Pennsylvania Avenue, I'm like, oh no, it's blocked off. I'm not sure what the reason is. And so then I actually go up the street, up to H Street and 16. So I'm going to the northern part of Lafayette Square. I'm noticing that there's movement, and I see a Secret Service agent who's saying to me that I was walking too fast. And I thought, oh, okay, there must be something going on here. And so instead of going to get coffee right away, I just stood there just for a moment. Saw a lot of black cars. Of course, it could only be the presidential motorcade. So I'm in Washington, D.C. Within half an hour, I see a very big motorcade, obviously the president's motorcade, and I do see the president go by, which is really cool. So when I arrive, I know that I want the natural Amaro Gayo, and so I'm thinking, I want the cool bag. However, they didn't have it, so they said, well, we'll just put some beans in this bag for you. And I thought, oh, that's great. I love this old-timey bag here. So 100% swings, 100% pure classic coffees, world-famous varieties, cup-tested. That's obviously you're going through the cupping process. But I thought that was really cool. Emmy Swing Company. 1 pound, $17. And I can tell you here in San Francisco or elsewhere in the U.S., I'm paying $17 for 12 ounces, or in that neighborhood. So that's a really good price point. Back panel for your inspection here. A great story, great copy here on Emmy Swing. It's an institution in DC, and for me, I'm thinking, even though it was very cool time of the year, it could have been much warmer. Obviously, it's been in September where it's blazingly hot, but I was really glad to be able to be in a cooler setting, getting some hot coffee. And so it's a superbly nice staff, fantastically great, no lines. It's just so easy compared to my San Francisco existence, where there's a line almost everywhere I go at any time of the day. But for me, this is a really good, not just a good value. So, if you do buy it online, they do grind specifically to Turkish or French press, percolator, espresso, drip, etc. So you can pick that out. Now, for me, I will definitely tell you one thing. When I brew my own coffee, I always use my Chemex. I'll put that towards the stage right. And I'm always going to taste in terms of, tasting with milk, without milk. And I'm also going to be smelling from the bag itself, the beans. And I'm also going to be smelling the coffee without milk. And sounds like a long, complicated way of tasting, smelling, and getting that experience. However, I think it's the truest way of acknowledging the coffee and the beauty of the coffee. I'm a big fan of this producer, and I wish there was an Emmy Swings here. And for me, I think I definitely compare that with another, let's say, legacy Bay Area producer. And this is a producer I worked with in terms of when I was a food and wine marketing manager. And I think their profile, their roasting profile is okay. I think their coffees just are never matching up to, I think, the expression of where they are coming from. So when I compare and contrast that with this 1916 producer, and I do believe it is still within the Swing family, and so I love this legacy and I love the coffee. So the roasting profile is light. It's processed with natural and washed blend. It is coming from the Amaro Mountains, and it's elevation of 1,100 meters or 3,300 feet above sea level. And so here we're gonna, I've done my notes already, but I'm gonna do that. What I would do, at least in terms of smelling and tasting, and giving some of those immediate feedback descriptors. So here we go first. Characteristic on this Ethiopian coffee is moist earth, juniper wood, roses, additional notes of geranium, and baking spices, as well as a hint of chocolate. So next, the flavor characteristics and the point score. appreciable, delicate, beautiful, gorgeous coffee here. Notes of apricot, rose petals, dark chocolate, freshly ground baking spices, pine nut, and red tea. I give this coffee a 9.4 out of my 10.0 scale. Think of this as 94 points out of 100 points. It's been a fantastic year for the beverage art. So amazing coffee, beer, wine, spirits, and so forth. And I'm so glad about these heritage producers. I'm excited about this. I'll put more information on the producer down below. Seek them out. If you're not going to be in DC, which you don't have to be, but if you're going to be in the area, definitely stop by. But you can also order online, which I'm going to do as well. Again, thank you so much for watching me today. Stay tuned for more, and please give a like to this video, subscribe to my channel, and share the video as well. Thank you again. Salut.